Welcome back to another episode of Raving and Reviewing. My name is R, and this is my co host V.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Today we are reviewing the newest Marvel MCU movie, Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Shang Chi, not Shang Chi.
I hate, it's when I first read it, I said Shang, and the internet
I know.
saying
Now
Shang.
it's stuck in your
And
head,
it's
isn't
like
it?
just watching Simu, like he's correct. I saw the video of like, how do you pronounce it? And he's like, Shang. And then
Shang.
same thing, Kevin Feige, when he first pronounced it, it's Shang, but it's, it's,
it's
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 hard to
okay.
say.
I
It's
think
hard to pronounce it.
either way works.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Shang-Chi actually means. I don't know. They
I
didn't
think it's
really.
just like a Chinese name.
Yeah, I'm sure all Chinese names have meanings.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
But
All right. What were
this
your?
is the first real new Phase 4 movie. I don't count Black Widow, honestly.
No, no,
I
it
wish
doesn't
we could. I
count.
wish we could even not even count that as a movie.
I mean, I mean, yeah. I guess it's kind of it's like a
First new.
retrospective movie
Yeah, it's the first new
origin
origin
story.
story. I mean, I guess Captain Marvel was pretty recent, but first real new like superhero, just like first appearance superhero
Yeah,
in MCU.
yeah.
A long time, I think. Or I guess, I mean, even Black Panther didn't showed up in Civil War before like his own movie, so he had some clout already.
Hmm.
Like people knew who he was, an actor like Chadwick Boseman, like Simu Liu.
Hmm.
He's coming straight from Kim's
Like,
Convenience,
yeah,
and that's it.
that's That's it. And stock photos, apparently.
Yeah, stock photos.
Yeah, I think my first impression was he actually could like at first I thought, is he gonna really be able to pull off being a lead? I think he did a really good job. He was very like intriguing. I liked the storyline. I felt for him like as the story progressed, he was a convincing lead. So I did like
Hmm.
arc in the whole movie. And I think even the supporting cast, everybody from Aquafina to like the dad to the sister to even some of the bad guys. I think just the supporting cast was also so great. So there's a lot of things about this movie that just worked, and the writing. Man, did they write a good story.
Yeah, I think the script is smartly done. I
Mm-hmm.
think the
Pacing
structure of the
was
movie, the
great.
flashbacks versus present
Mm-hmm.
day, um, I think yeah, the supporting cast was great except for like the smaller villains. I think Razor Fist and Death Dealer kind of were like kind of
Yeah,
lame
but they're
overall,
not
but
really that
like
important
it
in
was
the
all
whole
about the
story.
Mandarin and when like the dad
You
like
didn't like the Death Dealer?
I thought his costume was cool. Honest, I thought it was a really cool design, but he kind of didn't really do anything the whole movie other than train him as a kid.
That's true. Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, I think definitely I would see this movie again. I think it's definitely must see. It's definitely probably my favorite like origin story so far in the MCU.
Mhm.
I think this
Mhm.
beats
Agreed.
Iron Man 1. Like I would shocked
Mhm.
to say that, but I think this beats Iron Man 1.
Agreed. 100% agreed. I think everything for the movie just worked. It was so good. I can't. I was like in awe out of like the theaters. I didn't expect it honestly to be this good because we were kind of disappointed with Black Widow and that had good reviews.
Hmm.
So going into this, I'm like, everybody always says a Marvel movie is good, right? Like people don't want to say it's bad because typically they are good. Even the bad ones, like Black Widow, was still enjoyable, even though it wasn't really fully our cup of tea, and
Yeah.
certain things just didn't work. But it was still an enjoyable movie. But this was like on another level. I think it was really really
Yeah,
fun.
and the next other thing was Rotten Tomatoes. It has like a 99 and a 92. And it's like a lot of movies. No movie really has that. Like no
No,
superhero movie is like up there in the 90s.
no, no.
So, I mean, it's I mean, it may have gone down since then, but Friday when we saw it, it was a 99 for audience and like 92 for critics. So, like
Yeah,
it's impressive for like a first off standalone movie.
yeah, and I know it got like a lot of comparison with like Black Panther, just because again, it's Black Panther had a black superhero. Now this is the
Hmm.
first superhero that we're getting. I think both those movies like did justice to what they were sought out to do.
Hmm.
So that both of the movies were credit to themselves. Where I think Captain Marvel failed, and because it was the first kind of female Marvel movie, that's where it failed. I think these two movies did a really good job making sure like the subject matter that they were working with was respected.
Oh
So.
yeah, 100%. I think like them going like deep into like Chinese mythology. I mean, I guess
Mm-hmm,
that's originally like Marvel's creation. Like this is
mm-hmm,
not Stan Lee anymore. This is like just other creators. I don't even know who created Shang Chi.
mm-hmm.
Um, but themselves, they've done research. They've created the stories based on those. I guess like their history and mythological like their gods and stuff. So like they already like was are I guess respecting use this stuff, and then there was actually a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of stuff that like they found that was kind of racist or offensive to like the Chinese culture that they changed. So like the father
Mm-hmm.
itself, like they considered that like very offensive, so they actually they changed the whole I guess
Father's
background and
arc.
stuff. The father's arc, like
Yeah.
they changed his name and everything. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's still like Shang Chi's dad, but they kind of changed his origin story to make it work.
Right, right. All right. So do you want like now start want to go into kind of the nitty gritty of the movie, what we liked, or some of the things that maybe we didn't really like?
Yeah, I
Spoiler.
think we can go full spoilers now.
Yes, let's do it. That's my favorite part.
Okay. I mean, I think before that, I think that this movie didn't flop, which people were expecting.
Expecting a disrespectful. What the heck? This movie
Disrespectful, but
trailers.
it's doing great. I guess it's the first weekend. It did like
Yeah,
90
it's
million in
blowing
domestic
expectations
alone.
out of the water. Yeah.
It beat Black Widow and Fast and Furious,
I
which
think
is
this one's gonna do good in China as opposed to Mulan.
I was kind of looking at that. It's only done 2 million in like Hong
That's
Kong so
it.
far. And I
Hmm.
was
Okay.
expecting it to be more because
More. Yeah.
I don't know how numbers are calculated, how quickly. I
Hmm.
mean, it's just I think it's saying for Labor Day weekend it's like the highest grossing movie ever.
Movie. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think movies really come out Labor Day weekend. It's not really a thing, but maybe that
It's
will be
COVID
going forward.
times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
COVID
true too.
times, it's the highest grossing COVID movie.
Yeah. Not Free Guy?
Not for you guys, yeah, like nothing.
Ah.
It was the highest for their release week, but like
Okay.
it's like a quarter of what this is.
Oh yeah, it's a Marvel movie, right? At the end of the day, Marvel movies usually do win.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's did better than Black Widow. And then I was kind of trying to see estimates of like what pre-COVID, like I think Captain Marvel did like 455 million that first weekend, and I was like, holy shit,
Okay, never mind.
compared to the 145.
Yeah, holy crap. Okay,
I
that,
think the
that end of the day, they have a lot of money.
international market loved Captain Marvel.
Really?
I think they were excited after Infinity War.
Good to know because
It
again,
did
now
it.
we're gonna go into a little bit of spoilers. So we actually went to the theaters to go see it, and there is a end credit scene with Captain Marvel in it. And as soon as she showed up, the person next to us just went, "His bitch." Did you hear that? I don't know if you
I
heard
think
him.
like the whole crowd like moaned like, "Oh
Yeah,
God,
they're like,
why we don't
oh,
want to see
her.
her."
So I was happy to know I wasn't the only one who didn't like her.
So the director of this movie apparently has done like all his movies are actually with Captain Marvel.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, so he's a fan, or she's a fan.
I don't know actually who. I think it's a guy,
It's a guy. Okay.
but no, I mean yeah, whatever. I think it's doing good. So that means that other movies like aren't getting delayed. Like I think the direct one was like Venom 2 was actually pushed up again 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It was I don't
So
know.
like
It's
we can
been
now
moved around
release
like crazy for the
crazy.
last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like like Sony just announced like October 1st Venom 2 and
Mm-hmm.
then Spider-Man. So I guess
Yeah.
this was all depending on like is Spider-Man going to get delayed this year because that's expected to be the billion-dollar movie
Right.
or
I
2
hope not.
billion.
I can't looking forward to it.
But yeah, now spoilers. I don't know where to start.
There was just so much happening. Yeah. Um. So my fear going into this was Aquafina might be a little out of place in this movie because
Hmm.
her humor has worked in a lot of like different types of movie where it wouldn't really work in Marvel. So one of the critiques I had as I watched it is that I it did kind of feel like they didn't know what to do with Aquafina. Her humor actually worked well, but her as a character, like Katie as a character, just kind of felt like she was kind of put into wherever they could fit her. I feel like they didn't fully like vet her character out. It wasn't like a full fledged character. She was just kind of his sidekick, but he just had to keep saving her a lot in the middle, and then in the end, they gave her one little thing to do. And I thought they could have used her a little bit better. I That was one of the big complaints I had, but I still really enjoyed her in this movie. I think anytime she was making a joke, it kind of hit, and she was pretty funny in there.
Yeah, this is
Um,
actually the first thing I've seen with Aquafina as like a movie. Like
yeah.
I think she has a show with Two Chains
Oh
on
yeah.
YouTube or something, or
Mm-hmm.
she's done commercials or something with Two Chains. That's all I know her for. I haven't seen
Mm-hmm.
Crazy Rich Asians yet.
Yeah, she's
Definitely
good in
might
that. She's
going
really funny in that.
might watch it after this, honestly.
Yeah, maybe
Um,
a review for that one. We did
yeah,
one rom com so far, right?
yeah.
That's the one.
But I think most of her jokes landed, and then like
Yeah.
some
Oh
stuff
yeah.
in the trailer I thought was super weird because they made it like they cut some jokes out about like her saying like we're a great team in the trailer, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, doesn't she know him already? It doesn't make any sense. And like she was talking to the garbage truck guy,
Uh huh.
and
Uh
like
huh.
I was like, okay, that joke lands way better like in the movie
Much better in the
context
movie. Yeah. Yeah.
than in the
Yeah.
trailer. And
Yeah, I think her scene with the bus driving and all that, that's the other thing too. The fights in this are choreographed like no other. I have never seen a fight choreographed, and I used to love the Bourne movies, and fights in that movie, they were done really well. They're choreographed really well. In this movie, I think it kind of beats it out because you could see every little intricate detail of a character moving when they're fighting. It's so well choreographed and well directed. The camera angling is really good. They're following these moves well. Any fight that Shang Chi had in the movie, you could follow. So that was so much fun to watch. I thought.
yeah, so I think the cinematographer is the same that was used in the Matrix. So
Oh, okay.
stunts is like how to film the stunts and the slow mo for the Matrix. Like this, definitely like you could see it. You can see
Yeah.
why they cast the use of that guy as like
Uh-huh.
in
And
production.
they didn't slow these fights down most of the times. There was parts when they did slow it down, but
Very few.
most of the times it's in like real time. Like
Hmm.
it's not any type of like slowed or fast or nothing like that. You are just the camera is just following these moves so well. It was so when I say it was fun, it was so much fun to watch. I loved it. That bus scene especially, like so well done.
Yeah, the bus scene was great, and I think the when they're in the Golden Dagger when they're escaping and the
Mm-hmm.
fight on the I guess outside windows. Great. I
Oh
thought
yeah,
that was
yeah,
really
yeah.
well
So
done.
that's a good one too. I actually yeah, that's probably the highlight of the choreography of fights. I also liked I watched what is it, Hidden Dragon Crouching Tiger.
Hmm.
I watched that years ago. Let me see if Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I watched it years ago when I was like in high school, and the scene where the Mandarin, the dad meets his mom, Ying
Hmm.
Li,
Yeah.
that scene is very similar to the scene where in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. There's a scene I think where she fights one of the evil guys. It looks very similar. The way she's dressed, the mom's dress is very similar to that. So I thought it was a nice little nod to that movie. I think they did a really good job with like some of the pop cultures that maybe some people have seen Chinese kung fu movies. They might be able to recognize it here. They didn't use much like string action like they did in Mulan. 'Cause that's kind of like a staple, I guess, in kung fu movies. I've not really watched too many. My father is like a big fan, but they didn't use too much, which I was kind of happy about because I think some of it can look bad if it's not done right. So I'm glad that they didn't really put too much of that in this movie.
Yeah, no, I think the action is impressive. I think it's
Mhm.
probably some of the best of all of the MCU. And like
Mm-hmm.
what we compare to like top tier action is probably Winter Soldier, and I
Mm-hmm.
think this beats it out. Like
Beats it. Yeah.
from whatever the fight with Winter Soldier and Cap, like him with the
Mm-hmm.
knife, and that's like what you picture usually when I think of like the action MCU, and it's like this tops it for sure. Like
Mm-hmm.
the bus scene, then the actual 10 rings, like they're fighting.
Oh, that was done well.
I think, yeah, I mean, it's nothing like it right now. I think like
Mm-mm.
I guess it's like I don't even know. It's like whips almost. I mean, they're I don't even know what you'd call how their movements were. But like I guess they're somewhat whips, kind of like water bending a bit, fire
A
bending.
little bit. Yeah, they had a little bit of Avatar in there, which we kept looking over at each other because he was sitting next to me. We went with a bunch of people, and he was sitting next to me, and we just kept looking over, just thinking, "Oh, this is Zuko from Avatar. This is his uncle." Like, we were just kind of making connections to Avatar because we saw a little bit of similarities when they're fighting. Right, there's a little bit of
Hmm.
air bending and water bending happening,
Yeah, so the mother is pretty much
like an airbender.
airbender,
Yeah,
and the father is more like the Zuko's father.
Zuko's father. Yeah, like the Fire Lord.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's definitely comparisons there, and I'm sure Origins of Avatar is also based on some Chinese, Japanese like origins.
Mythology. Yeah, yeah. What'd you think of the father as a villain? Because I kept thinking in my head to Wilson Fisk in Daredevil because I remember when I watched the first season, I actually really felt bad for Wilson Fisk,
Hmm.
and I think they did a good job kind of humanizing the father, right? Like there's
Yeah.
a scene with him, just like with the mom, them having a family and living a normal life.
Hmm.
I think he had a really good arc. The actor really good. I think he was a strong actor. Really like did a good job in this part. He carried a lot of like that side of the story for me as well. I think he was
Yeah.
much.
I'm not familiar with this actor. I mean, he's supposedly
Never
like a
seen him.
superstar in China. Like he's the
Makes
guy.
sense. Makes sense.
Like for international star, he's the guy that you go to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think he killed it. I think
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
them doing the movie, like the intro of the movie, the first 10, 15 minutes is all in Chinese. Was
Mm-hmm. All
not
of it.
even expecting that.
No, I
And
enjoyed that a lot
I
though.
yeah, I really like that.
Yeah.
And like just seeing his origin story with him with the long hair going and taking over the cast, the whatever the
Yeah.
fortress, and then like he's immortal, so like he's lived for thousands of years. He's taken over the castle, and then meeting the his I mean I guess his wife in the sacred forest, and it's like so well done. Then I think
Mm-hmm.
my favorite scene was when he's uh getting revenge on his wife's killers,
His
the
wife.
Iron
Yeah.
Gang,
Uh-huh.
and he takes like Shang Chi as like a whatever, like a kid. It's like 7, 8 years old, and he makes him watch. I don't know, makes him watch, but he like kills everyone in front of him, and he's like,
Yeah.
I don't know the line he says, but he's like the dead has to be played in blood or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it
Yep.
shows like
He's
how like
turned back.
ruthless he is. Yeah,
Yeah, he's turned
and
back.
like he kind of gave up his evil ways for a bit, whatever few years that like
Mm-hmm.
him and his sister were born
Mm-hmm.
to be with Ying Li,
Yep.
and it kind of like showed he's changed, and like I guess like where the mother is from, they still didn't trust him even after that. Like they knew he was a like source of evil. Like
Right.
the
They
rings that
didn't
he's
sense
using
good in
are
him.
something's wrong with whatever he's doing or the way he's been
Mm-hmm.
murdering people for the last thousands of
Yeah,
years.
I think there was an interesting like just juxtaposition where after Ying Li dies, he kind of has this choice between like being there for his kids or using the power of the rings
Hmm.
to kind of get his revenge.
Yeah,
I think that was kind of interesting that they showed, and then in the end of the movie, he kind of picks his kid over the rings and gives his kid the rings. Right, that's
yeah.
kind of how his arc ends. So he was kind of like the main villain, but kind of not because it
He's the main.
he is, but there's a whole kind of fight at the end, which was I think the back, like the climax of the movie. Like he was part of the arc, but the end with the dragon and like the evil creatures
Hmm.
from, I guess, hell or some other dimension, the demons from the other
The
dimension.
demon realm.
Yes, so they kind of were the main end fight. Because the Mandarin, the dad, couldn't really contain them. His story was basically he thought that his wife was on the other side of that realm, and he kept hearing her voice, and the drive in this whole movie for him is that he wants to save his wife from her like sisters, or her the place she's from.
The
What is
Talo, the Talo.
Talo? Yeah, so that's kind of his whole arc. He's hearing voices of his wife to be saved from that place, but it turns out to be the demons kind of calling to him because he has the 10 rings.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like I don't know if those the rings or what's the reason for I guess the I guess like why are the demons calling towards him or tricking him? Like that was never
Yeah.
really convinced. It's like maybe it's
Well,
the rings. Maybe
the
the rings are driving
aunt,
him crazy.
yeah, the
Like thousands
aunt
of
says
years of
it's the
living.
rings. Yeah, the aunt says that the demons could sense the rings, so they call him. They're calling to him because they know he has the rings, and his rings could destroy the realm and
Yeah.
set them free. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean I think they called it the Dweller in Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was more just like a sealed door. I don't think it's another dimension. But it
Okay.
seems like it's a creature same as like from Doc. It seems like it's a Doctor Strange villain,
Okay.
similar to Dormammu.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense.
It seems like it's like from the Dark
They're
Dimension or
just
something
kind of
like
like
that.
soulless creatures, so it's not
Yeah.
they're not anything interesting. I think the best thing about the creatures and the dragon, right, is just
Hmm.
seeing the way that's again filmed, created, just the technology that probably went into it, and
Hmm.
just the way the fights are followed. So well done. Like that was so entertaining. That with the water, because the dragon's actually living in the water, and you just kind of seeing all of this happen all at once. So
Yeah. I think
really fun to
the
watch.
big disappointment for me was the trailer.
I
It gave
remember.
away way too much. And it
Yeah.
gave away the dragon and it gave away the
Dragon.
Wong fight with Abomination. Like
Mhm.
maybe the Wong Abomination added a few sales, but I don't think it added highlights and like news articles, like press things of like, oh, Abomination's back after like whatever 13 years. But
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
on,
But
like
they
nobody
it
really
didn't really
cared.
have
He was
much.
in it for like 30 seconds. And he
Yeah,
like
it
as
wasn't a
much as he
big
was in the
arc.
movie, he was like in another 30 seconds than from
Yeah.
the trailers.
Yeah, it wasn't like a big thing. It's just kind of like a fan nod. I do agree they
Yeah.
did really have to put it in the trailer.
Yeah, but I think in that scene, like when they get to the Golden Daggers Club, um, they did have some cool references of like the other fighters, and it was like one of the Black Widows was fighting like one of those guys from Iron Man 3.
Okay.
You know, the extremist people, like the people that have the glowy orange skin now.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Okay.
like so one
I
of those
might have not
rooms,
paid attention
yeah.
that much.
I
Oh, when
noticed
they
the
were kind of
extremist
panning through
guy,
the
but I
rooms.
didn't notice
Okay.
like I saw someone point out that it is the lady from like one of the Black Widows that's
I see.
from the movie. I was like, oh, that's kind of
Okay.
cool. They put that together,
Yeah,
and
that's
that
kind of
there's
cool.
I guess there's multiple references in that Golden Daggers room or that club,
Mhm.
wherever the fighting arena. I'm
Mhm.
also disappointed that wasn't Madripoor, and this is just like another club that's like
I
a
think it
fighting
was
arena.
just like China, somewhere in
Yeah,
China.
somewhere in China. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It looked like Madripoor, but I guess
yeah,
Madripoor's kind of based off of Hong Kong, or like one
yeah.
of
Singapore, Hong Kong mix.
Singapore, Hong Kong. Yeah. So it makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like Madripoor is overhyped now.
Yeah, right. I mean, we really liked it
Yeah,
in Falcon and Winter Soldier, so
yeah. So, but
they're gonna stick it everywhere.
yeah, I think that like that whole thing with the fight and like him fighting his sister, I think to him in the relationship with his sister, very like
Similar to
Azula
Zuko.
Zuko. It's as close as it gets. And
Yeah.
Azula, she turns out to be evil, not evil, but like she has her own plans of like
Right.
what to
of
do with
conquering the army.
conquering the Ten Rings. She takes over for like the second post credit scene. She actually she's taking over with the guy from the club as her
Yeah,
side
I mean,
guy.
it wasn't
I
really
thought it was
that
whatever.
interesting. Yeah,
I
I was
just
like,
found it
okay, whatever.
interesting that the post credit scene, like the final screen, was the Ten Rings will return and not Shang Chi will return.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that kind of made me feel like, oh, maybe they're like doing like a TV show, kind of like how the end of
Could be.
Mandalorian, they're like Boba Fett show.
Yeah, could be, could be. I hope not. I want to see another movie. This was really good.
Oh yeah, I think
I want to watch live in the big screen and
Shang Chi deserves a sequel for sure. And
absolutely.
with that
I'll
post
sign it.
credit
Any
scene, like
petition.
the other post credit scene was Wong
Captain
is
Marvel.
researching the rings,
Oh
and
yeah.
it seems that the
That
rings are
wasn't a
casting out.
post credit scene. That was part of the movie.
Well, the end of the movie was there at the bar talking to the Indian guy and his
Yeah.
girlfriend or
Then
his
he
wife.
he takes them in. Yeah.
He takes them. He's like they're explaining their journey to the friends, and
Yeah.
then the portal comes in, and then Wong drinks their drink,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then he takes them back to his sanctum, and then
Yeah.
it credits. Then mid credit scene was the Captain Marvel, Hulk,
And
and
Hulk.
Wong talk to Katie and
Yeah.
Young.
They figure out that
The ring is
it's
calling somebody.
yeah. I think it's the mom. That's my guess.
Calling the mom?
Yeah, I think it's like this. No, didn't they say it's some kind of like life source? So
It's
I
a
thought,
beacon that's calling somebody, it
yeah,
seems like.
I thought the beacon was like his mom. That's
Oh,
what.
okay, yeah. I mean,
And
throughout the
probably
move,
not.
like by the time the mom died, or I mean, we found out that like she's dead, I was kind of thinking she would be the spirit of the dragon or something.
Yeah.
And kind of like how the dad was absorbed by the dweller in darkness, I was thinking the mom would be the dragon's entity and they're fighting
Hmm.
because they're like yin and yang. They're kind of like in the beginning of the movie, they unite like closed fist versus open hand fighting
Open hand.
styles, and then
Yeah,
they
yeah,
kind of like teamed up to like become like one family. And I guess still like now is like monsters. They're probably like they need each other or something.
yeah.
That's what I was thinking. But I guess I don't know. The mom died from the Iron Gang and kind of didn't
She might
really
not
bring it
even be
up.
important. We're just kind of giving her
And
all
it's like they
backstories.
never found. I mean, they kind of off screen were like he reveals that he did kill the thing as a 14-year-old. He
Oh
did
yeah,
kill the mom's killer.
he kills the main killer involved in his
Yeah. And it's
death.
like I wonder if we'll
Them.
go back to that in a flashback
I
next
want to
time.
see that as like I want to see that because I did like this whole flashback. It kind of made me it reminded me of, oh God, here we go, Arrow. They always have like that pacing was always really done well in Arrow. So I
Yeah.
think they kind of use that formula, but they really made it flow even better in movie form. I thought it was done well. That's why the writing was so good because
Yeah.
they switched it through so many different stories, but
Hmm.
everything kind of came together at the end. So
I mean, you brought up Arrow, so I'm gonna do it. So I think
oh no, why did
like
I
the
say
dad
it?
was a better Malcolm Merlin.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean he didn't start out evil, but like he's his wife dies, so then he becomes evil and he
you're
becomes
right.
immortal. He goes to train for the League of Assassins, finds out
You're
the
right.
Lazarus Pit. Like,
It's kind of a backwards Malcolm Merlin because he's already evil and then he turns good and then he turns evil again.
yeah,
Malcolm Merlin is good, turns evil, then turns good again.
yeah.
Okay, introverted Malcolm Merlin. There you go. All right, I'll let you slide with that reference. It's fine.
You don't
One
want to
was
hear the
good.
other one, the Justice League reference.
No, definitely not.
The better Justice League. I mean, anything's a better Justice League.
Oh, okay. No, okay. That's definitely, yeah. Even like the Snyder cut was probably better, right? Or no, that was
I
for
mean, they're
just
both worse than this.
okay.
I don't think the Snyder Cut improved anything
Let's just say all DC movies are bad and end it there.
except Dark Knight. and the
I mean,
Joker,
no, listen. The those
all
I
post
don't even
Christopher Nolan
count
movies.
them. Yeah, exactly. I don't count those Batman. Those are good Batman.
The Green Lantern.
Yeah, that one was bad. That one was really bad. Oh, it's number what, 7 now on Netflix?
It's number two at one point.
Was it? Oh God. But people hated it. Maybe they've
I don't
grown
think
into
it's that bad.
okay, you might be the only one. I've never seen it. Everyone said it was bad. But anyway, back to Shang-Chi. Um,
I mean, Ryan Reynolds is still Ryan Reynolds. It's not like he plays the
that's
same
true.
character. He's in Deadpool, Detective
He,
Pikachu, and Free
he's
Guy.
the
It's
same.
literally the same character,
He's just the same. He
even
plays
in Green
himself in
Lantern.
everything. His self is so cute. That's why he plays it. There's no need to change perfection, okay?
Yeah,
There's
I
no
mean, I think it's fine, but
yeah, I get what's
no,
in
I
the
think
meaning.
Shang-Chi top tier
Yeah.
beats every DC movie in the last 10 years.
Yes. Yes. We forget to mention one important thing though.
What is that?
Trevor.
Oh yeah, they brought back
Hmm.
the Mandarin.
The OG Mandarin. The
So the
Ben
Iron Man 3,
everybody hated.
I enjoyed it, honestly. I
I
liked
loved
Iron Man
him.
3 a lot.
I loved
Um,
him in Iron Man 3. I loved him here. He is
he
just the
killed
best.
it. He killed
He
for
killed
like the jokes landed 100%.
all of them. All of them. Not one was not funny. So freaking hilarious. And I've seen Ben Kingsley just do serious stuff. I've seen him play Gandhi, okay? So having him play this like Liverpool type like actor was just so entertaining. That accent, like he really like you see him and Iron Man do that for what, maybe 5 minutes because it's like an end reveal, right?
Yeah, yeah.
In here, like the whole movie, he's just being this like quirky character. If nothing else, you got to go watch it for those little jokes that he has.
Have you ever
And
seen the special before Marvel used to do these things called the one takes or one something. It was like part of the DVD bonus when they would come to Blu-rays and
I
stuff.
was too I was too poor to buy the DVDs.
I mean,
Don't
they
make,
had them. You could find them online.
oh yeah.
But it was they made one called All Hail the King, and it
Uh-huh.
was
I know
kind of
this.
like a 10
You
minute
showed me
sequel.
this.
Yeah,
You
I think I
showed me
did.
this.
They
You
just put it
showed
on
me
Disney
this.
Plus last week, like before,
Oh yeah.
like the
Maybe
day
I'll
before
look
the
it up
movie
and
came out.
rewatch it. Yeah.
It's like 10 minutes long, and they did the thing where they're pretty much like he's in prison after Iron Man 3, and then he's being taken pretty much by this Mandarin, like he's being escorted out from that prison
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like the real people. And then there's
Yeah.
like a Justin Hammer reference. He shows him in jail from Iron Man 2. So it was kind of funny to see him back.
Yeah, it was nice. I think everybody kind of when he showed up on screen, everybody was very happy. So
Yeah.
maybe people might have not liked Iron Man 3, but they must have liked Ben Kingsley's Trevor slash Mandarin character.
Yeah. I mean, I think this movie definitely takes like inspiration from Iron Man, like in that way. And it's like, it's a nice connection because like this is going to be the new lead. Like Captain is America's gone, Iron Man's gone. Like they need a new cast of people. So I think
Hmm.
Simu Lee is going to be that new guy for the next few years.
Hmm.
And I mean, I don't think he's gonna be like the lead of the Avengers, but he'll definitely be like a top tier, like powerful character right now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I can't wait to like as the movies progress or like
Hmm.
it's be a TV show, which I hope not. I can't wait to see like more of what the rings do because I didn't. There wasn't too much focus, honestly, on the rings when it came to like Shang Chi's character.
Yeah, you just got him at the end.
Yeah, we saw it more through like the Mandarin and his father. I'm excited to see what because obviously they're going to do more with it,
Hmm.
especially after we saw the like mid credit scene. I think we're going to get to see more of their powers and understand what else they could do, which I'm excited for.
I was wondering, is was the Mandarin immortal because he had the rings, or he had some other powers?
I thought it was because of the rings.
Okay, it was the rings.
What I understood, yeah.
Okay,
I could be wrong, but that's how I understood it.
yeah, I kind of don't like that he died at the end, but
I didn't either, but I guess they needed him to go to kind of drive.
yeah, I
Check.
mean, I'm sure they could always bring back flashbacks of him as a kid
Yeah,
for the future
I'm sure they
reference.
will. I'm sure they will.
Then the rings themselves, we didn't really talk about them much because they actually don't really like the movie's called Legend of Ten Rings, and they don't really
Yeah, matter much.
matter much because they don't. They're just like a weapon.
Yeah,
Um, like where are they from? What are they doing? And
we
like
don't know.
from online, like there's like some alien reptile race, dragon race from space that supposedly has created them, the Moluccans.
I
Never heard
mean,
of
it
this.
makes sense.
And they're
Right?
like, oh, is
Found
that who
it.
they're calling?
The creatures at the end, maybe.
Yeah, it's like, is that what the signal is sending? Like, oh, we found a proper host,
Oh,
the
I
owner of the
see. You
ring.
have here Eternals created the rings.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Like, people are saying, like, there's 10 rings, there's 10 Eternals. This Eternals all like, embody one
Mm.
power or based on the ring or something. Did they leave that
Okay,
behind the first time they were on Earth? Or,
that's an interesting connection. I can see that. 10 Eternals, 10. There's no other 10 things in Marvel as far as I can remember. So,
I mean, the original rings, like, they were just normal humans, I think, like random people that, like, they were stored in the ring.
yeah,
So I don't know. They can do whatever they want. They changed the rings completely from finger rings to like bracelets. So
bracelets. They look cooler that way, I think.
yeah, I mean, I think it was the right decision because it's just gonna look like the Infinity Gauntlet, like gems.
Mm hmm. Mm hmm. Yeah, definitely done better with the bracelets than the
Mm-hmm.
ring. I think even if the gauntlet wasn't part of it, I did like just the way the rings look, the way they kind of
Mm-hmm.
flowed uh, through like the dad and flowed out. It just looked nicer, I thought.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I think the Death movie was great. I would definitely see it again.
yes,
45
yes.
days. I'll watch it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, everybody go check it out. We're definitely waiting for it to get back on Disney Plus and gonna do another movie night and just watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Right. That's all I got.
yeah. That's all I got to.
Talk to you guys next time.
Okay.